All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Tuesday, October 29th. Before I get going, congratulations to viewer Harry, who finished his first full Cryptic Crossword yesterday. And that was not an easy one from Brendan. It had a few tricky clues. But it is great to see so many new people getting into Cryptic Crosswords. I saw Mark Goodliff's video from Cracking the Cryptic, and congratulations to him on winning the Times crossword competition. I think he said two of the top five were people in their 20s who had only started doing cryptic crosswords in the last couple of years. That is amazing. Anyway, it's a great sign. Good to see. All right, our crossword today is by Imogen, which I think is an alias of Vulcan, only more difficult than Vulcan. So let's see how I do. 4 across, cat, rough in the stomach, being taken for a ride. I wonder if it might be an anagram of cat inside a short word for stomach, tum, perhaps. Now, the fact, if the definition is being taken for a ride, it has a question mark, which, yeah, so it's not going to be a straight definition. No, I don't get that. Let's try. Excuse me. Arab puts question to video game pioneer. Oh, well, when the first time I read it, I thought it would be an Arab plus maybe Q, and it would mean a video game pioneer. But then I realized, oh, who were the early video games? Atari. And if you put the Q for question in front of that, you get Qatari, someone from Qatar. I'm always confused on how to pronounce it. All right, excuse me. Um, Another cat, sexually perverted cat. Well, in that infamous Everyman clue, where it was TO question mark, cat is often a Tom. So I'm thinking a peeping Tom. There doesn't seem, I think it's just like a cryptic punning definition. Um, so I'm not 100% sure on that, but that would make sense, I think. All right, how about struggle and sink going over lake? Well, lake is usually just the letter L, unless it's the short name of a lake. So I'm thinking the definition is struggle with a word for sink followed by L, maybe? No, I don't get that. Ooh, it would be lovely to get 4 down with those starting letters. Hard, top, vehicle, fast. Hard is usually an H. Top can be a lid or cover. Vehicle, car, or van. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. And then the definition would be fast, which could be mean speedy, or it could be tied fast, or to go without food. No, I don't see it. Spurn one comic, a victim of cancel culture. Again, the dreaded question mark. Let's do another couple of downs. Notice among those making jam, it doesn't always flow. Wow. Notice can be add, but I don't think this is going to be that kind of wordplay because it's only 4 letters. Add among those making jam. It Doesn't always flow, no. How about poet, recited, and finished? Oh, well, I think recited might indicate a homophone. I'm thinking of John Donne, but I think it's pronounced Donne, Donne, and that's going to sound like done or finished. Let's go back to the crosses. Nobel Prize winner editor screamed. Well, I think the editor is going to be the ed at the end of the word for screamed, and Nobel Prize winner is going to come first. Is it going to be a literature winner or a peace prize? Screamed. Did Screech from Saved by the Bell ever win a Nobel Prize? I don't think so. All right, ring again to cancel. To do something again, it usually has a re beginning, and a bell would peal. And if you cancel something, you might repeal it. All right, smoking area. I sound hesitant to install in workroom. Is it going to be a workroom, something pen? Or is it a smoking area? I sound hesitant might be Oh, it is. It is and with the P, I thought of opium. I think, how can opium be the answer? Well, of course, a smoking area might be an opium den. So, work is our good friend OP for opus. Room is a den. And in between, we put I and Very good. All right, 7 down might have add. But I don't. Making jam, musicians of some kind. But then what's it? Doesn't always flow. No, I don't see it. Cut up into fragments, had jolly time collecting them. No. Carrying Papa, Colt moved easily but noisily. I think noisily will be the definition. Again, we have a question mark. I'm wondering if Colt moved easily, glided, or do we anagram Colt and then put something for Papa? Oh, of course, Papa is P. Yeah, in the NATO alphabet. So I think there is going to be a P inside it. Noisily. No. A confrontation between gangs over some grass. Okay, I think this is just a cryptic punning definition. That might be a turf war. All right, vain monarch made out as a virtuoso pianist. Well, vain monarch is 11 letters, 4 plus 7. So it's going to be a virtuoso pianist. I think it's going to probably be the name of a famous pianist. Van Cliburn. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Let's go ahead and try the anagram helper. Not seeing anything so far. Oh, Rachmaninoff. Yeah, I think as well as being a composer, he was in demand as a pianist. I think that's probably how he made a lot of his money. Now, there's different ways of spelling it, but I think that's going to be the way today. All right, 1 p.m. short bloke, EU citizen. All right, I think it's going to be an EU citizen. I'm wondering if the bloke is Ian. 1 p.m. Is that going to be I? And then I can't think of a EU nationality beginning with I. Um, Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. We had before John Major and something to do with Mallorca, so could it be Mallorcan? I think they would be an EU citizen, right? Being part of Spain. So Major, but then Can is short bloke. I don't like that. All right, how about it's double dotty to write in German, or doubly dotty, yes. I think this is just an umlaut, the two dots you would write in German and other languages. Or if you're a heavy metal band. Capital's Sweetheart, Old Scottish Singer. I think it might be an old Scottish singer. Oh, what was the name? Moira Stewart. And the old joke, what's the difference between Moira Stewart and Walt Disney? Moira sings, but Walt Disney. I'm sure I'm saying that very badly. Anyway, yeah, I have no idea. Capitals, sweetheart. Is it a capital city followed by a short word for sweetheart? Yeah, forces uniform concealed by gown. Well, uniform can be U in the NATO alphabet. So maybe we put a U inside a word for gown. 5-letter word for gown. And, oh, yeah, well, dress was the obvious one. And duress is force. All right, let's go back to the Downs. Popular, national hero back, injecting portion of drug, liable to be charged. I think it is going to be liable to be charged. Just because as I read out popular, in my mind, I always think, oh, popular is in, which is a great starting prefix. Prefix is always starting. Anyway, so I think it's going to be liable to be charged. Now, is that electrically charged or legally charged? We're going to have a national hero back. And then we're going to inject a portion of a drug inside of that. Maybe just the D might be portion of drug. Because, yeah, I think if it was going to be one of the old reliables, E or H, I think they would just say injecting drug. I'm wondering if it's something to do with inductance. Is there a word inductible? But how is that the national hero? I don't know. Let's see. 15 across would end in a D. I don't see that. Carrying but noisily. No. All right, strut around the Parisian stage at last, dancing in this. Well, First word must be swan. To strut around is to, oops, good Lord, what am I typing? And then the Parisian stage at last. I mean, it must be Swan Lake. Ah, yes, the Parisian is La. Oh, I think actually, yeah, I was thinking strutting around was just swanning around, but I think it might be swank. To swank, to strut around. And that goes around the Parisian, and then we have the last letter of stage. All right. 14 down looks like privates, but no, weight of cereal, nearly filled with half of essential nutrients. Is it going to mean weight? It seems no, it's a plural word, so I'm thinking it's going to be nutrients. I am though wondering, oh, cereal, could it be oats or yeah, I think I'm going to have to run through the alphabet, but I think I'm going to move on and hopefully it'll pop in my head what those nutrients are. Something like provitamins or provites or something. Caver moving right into opening for light. No, I don't get that. Herald of rain coming up in under a minute. Well, thankfully with the letters, I'm guessing it's nimbus, which a nimbus cloud might be a herald of rain. And I have a lot of clouds scudding by my window. I've noticed in the corner of my eye, the camera is adjusting to that as the sun goes in and out. I think we have some changeable weather coming up here in Texas. Anyway, so let's see, in under a minute. So I think coming up is a reversal indicator. Under is sub and a minute is min, and you reverse sub min to get nimbus. All right. Reporters hunt for Punjabi, perhaps. Ooh, what's that? A reporter's hunt. I think it's going to just be a double definition, but I can't think what a reporter would call their investigation. And then Punjabi region of India, are a person from the Punjab, but maybe it has some other meaning. Punjabi, perhaps. Type of cuisine or dish. No. Cross, I say no every so often in ancient capital. Cross, I'm thinking, is the letter X, and I say, I'm wondering if that might indicate a homophone and we have to write EX. But no every so often. Yeah, that sounds like we're taking every other letter from I say no. So it could be IAN. Is XIAN an ancient capital? Otherwise, it's SYO. I kind of like XIAN. Let me pause and look that up. Yes, and I should have guessed it's a Chinese city, and it's the capital of the Chinese province of Shaanxi, if I'm saying that right, and I'm sure I'm not. All right, so I think we've looked at everything once. I should definitely be able to get my... Yeah, I think I'm going to pause and just run through the alphabet for the first letter. All right, well, I had to go to wordplays.com because I was not thinking of any word. I was assuming, I think, that it was going to be an E after the T, but the definition is actually weight, as in seriousness, and it's gravitas. All right, so cereal nearly, I think, might be, is that grain? And then half of us, I think the essential nutrients is vitamins, and we have VITA. Oh, then cereal, I think, might just be grass, and it's nearly, it's missing final S. Yeah, I'm not quite sure on that, other than I'm fairly sure that's the right answer. All right, where to now? I would like to get this. What did I think it was? Inductible or inductance? Who is the national hero, though? Yeah, I cannot think. Oh, it could be, of course, maybe we have to separate national and then a hero. No. All right, here was our cat rough in the stomach being taken for a ride. Let me pause and think about that. No, I don't have anything for this one after pondering a while. I did, though, look at my liable to be charged, and I realized if it was going to be legal, it might be something to do with an indictment. And as I was thinking about DIC, I thought of El Cid could be the national hero. So I think it's indictable. So we do have El Cid going backwards, and that injects a portion of drug is not the D, it's a tab. Anyway, so I'm fairly confident in that one. All right. Here's our, is it an old Scottish singer? Donald, where's your trousers? No, and here's our EU. Okay, so at least it's not Mallorcan, we know now. 1 p.m. Yeah, really, it must be an I. Pitt. What other prime minister? But I really do then want it to be Ian at the end. All right, I'm going to pause and maybe look at a map of Europe and try and get a clue on this one. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I didn't think of an Irish man. Oh my goodness. And of course, Italian too, I should have thought of. But anyway, the PM is Rishi, but the short, of course, it's typically misleading, as these crossword clues often are. The short goes with the prime minister because we drop the final I, and a bloke is a man. All right. Dear, oh dear, that would be embarrassing if I didn't get that one. Still embarrassing I didn't get it quicker. All right, our reporters hunt for Punjabi, perhaps. It's not a hidden clue, is it? Bipe? I don't think that's a word. Yeah, don't know that. And there's our old Scottish singer. No. Oh, I do like, no, 16 down. That must be RSH, RCH. caver moving right. Oh, maybe it's a word for a caver and we move the R for right within the word. And I'm thinking it's going to be an opening for light. Porch, torch. But what's the word for a caver? TROCH? Into opening, moving right into opening for light. I do like some kind of torch thing. All right. Oh, this one does end in D. Not for the reason I thought, but it does end in D. Carrying, papa, colt, moved easily, but noisily. Oh, something aloud, maybe? No. Or just loud at the end? No. Just have a couple of eyes here. Cut up, is that the definition? Cut up into fragments? Had jolly time collecting them. How is this going to end? I'm thinking IONAL, maybe? IONER? But yeah, why is it plural? Had jolly time collecting them. Oh, it might be IENTS. Well, not seeing it. Struggle and sink. That's what I'm doing with this one. Oh my goodness. We're nearly at 30 minutes. So it doesn't end in L anyway, going over lake. So I think it then must be a short name of a lake, mere. Yeah, let me pause and ponder. All right. So what happened while I was paused, I looked again at my screamed and was thinking of Nobel Prize winners for literature, Saul Bellow. And I thought, bellowed, of course, is screamed. And then, but thinking there would be an L there, I realized, going over lake doesn't mean on top of, it means going around. If you sink, you founder, perhaps. Although I think founder and flounder have very similar meanings. So I think the definition is struggle is to flounder. All right, and that W should be helpful now for notice. Among those making jam, it doesn't always flow. I think we've had this before where those making jam is from some English phrase, we'll make jam or something like that. So it doesn't always flow. Is there a river wade maybe that doesn't always flow? I'm not going to look it up. I'll rely on 15 squared to explain that one. Let me actually go ahead and check it. Oh no! Oh, a wadi. Ah. Oh, and now I've lost my cursor. There we go. It's the Women's Institute. They, I suppose, famously make jam. Right. Yeah, but wasn't there some phrase we had before about we'll make jam? Anyway, maybe I'm imagining it. All right, the right side is nearly done. If I could just get my... Oh, so I think the definition must be cut up in the past tense. Partitioned, I would think, maybe. Had jolly time. I think is partied. And that collects them. Well, it depends where our TI is. So that must be the TI. So TION is had jolly time. Oh, I think it's an anagram of into. So, yeah, we've seen this before where when a word in the wordplay fits in with a definition, it can be very hard because I thought the definition was cut up into fragments, but it's merely cut up. And then the into fragments had jolly time, I think means they got anagrammed. Oh no, had jolly time is partied and it collects those fragments. Very convoluted. All right, can I get my fast, hard? I still want it to be H for hard. Oh, but it might be a hard top. Not sure what that would be. And then I think the P must be part of the vehicle. Fast. No, I don't see it. Spurn one comic. Oh, comic might be telling us to anagram spurn one. Yes, let's try that, see if there is a good anagram of spurn one. A victim of cancel culture. Oh, I think it's something person. I think it might be unperson. Not sure if I know that word, but I would think non-person. But anyway, I think that's it. All right, here's our cat. Yeah, maybe it's a type of cat. Rough in the stomach being taken for a ride. Let me pause and think about it. All right, I did have to resort to using wordplays.com and I saw the word cougar and I thought, maybe the definition is simply cat. And I think it's rough in the stomach is the inner letters of rough, the O-U-G, and being taken for a ride as a question mark because we have to put those inside the word car. So they are metaphorically being taken for a ride in the car. Very, very tricky. All right, so now our hard begins with a C. Was not expecting that. So is that the definition then? Hard? Is it C and a vowel? C-A-R? C-H-R? C-U-R? Let me pause and run through the possibilities. Yes, I was going through R and then I did remember a word for a shell, a carapace. So I think the definition is hard top. Vehicle is a car again. And then if something is fast, it's a pace. That's a very old-fashioned word. All right. I'm wondering if it's some word like clomped for moved noisily. Although I think we might have to anagram colt. Um, it could be clopped. I think that would be the noise of a horse. Carrying Papa. Colt moved easily. Yeah, I'm just not sure. I think I like clopped, so I'm going to go ahead and check it. It is right, but I don't fully understand why. We do have an anagram of pop, and we have three of the letters of colt. And what's easily doing here? No idea. All right, we have a oh, okay, so it's not a torch. Is it a porch? Caver. A caver might be somebody who caves in and gives way, gives up. But I think it's going to be a spelunker kind of caver. Moving right. Oh, a potholer. Ah, yes. Are there still people potholing in Britain? I think I know the word mainly because of an early P.G. Wodehouse book, The Potholers. Not as good as his later work, but still, it was enjoyable as I recall. So I think it's potholer, and the final R moves within the word to give porthole. Tricky. All right, here's our capital. Sweetheart, old Scottish singer. Very unusual with the two L's. Oh, something Lily Langtry or Long Lily. No, I'm going to pause and think about it. Well, I didn't solve that one, but I did look again at my reporter's hunt, and I thought, a reporter might be a homophone, and if you hunt for something, you seek it, and that sounds like seek. So this now begins with an H. Oh, Honolulu. Ah, yes. So your sweetheart is your hun, old is O, and then the Scottish singer, of course, is the great Lulu. Was not expecting that. All right, let's check all. Make sure everything is still there. Yeah, I think so. Let's take a quick look over at 15 squared. All right, the blog today is by Manehi. Clever clues and nice surfaces. Yeah, I thought the surfaces were good. All right. On the acrosses, yes, it is the fragments of into, but then they have to be collected into partied. Yeah. So quite tricky parsing there, I thought. All right, so P, of course, is Papa. Carried inside colt is merely C. I wonder what the explanation is for colt being abbreviated as C. I wonder if it's from racing form or whatever, where they give the genealogy of the horses who sired them, etc. But that's, I think, a new one on me. And then moved easily is loped. All right. All right. On the downs, yeah, I think just 14 down. Gravitas, yeah, cereal nearly as grass, around half of the letters of vitamins. All right. And there is Xi'an, one of China's historic capitals. Yeah, so, yeah, easy to go wrong on these when you think of a similar word. All right, well, in the end, I got there in about the same time as yesterday, but it was definitely a workout for the brain. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching and have a wonderful day.